ancient rituals, strange-looking emblems, hidden handshakes. Freemasonry, the world's oldest fraternal organization, is shrouded in mystery and intrigue. But what exactly does all this symbolism mean, and where does it come from? What's its connection to religion and science? Stay tuned and take a peek into the secret world of Freemasons. Square and compass. The most well-known symbol of Freemasonry, the square and compass, represents the convergence of matter and spirit. Like an architect's tools, the square and compass are used in Masonic rituals as emblems to teach symbolic lessons. The square to square our actions, the compass to circumscribe and keep us within the bounds with all humanity, explains the book Duncan's Masonic Monitor, 1866. Square and compass with the G. A square and compass with the letter G in the center can represent geometry, the noblest of the sciences, or the great architect of the universe. The concept of God as the great architect of the universe is adopted in Freemasonry because science, particularly geometry and astronomy, was tied to the divine for most medieval scholars. Connections with astronomy and religion. The enduring relationship between ancient astronomy, religion, and Freemasonry is reflected in many famous structures of archaeological importance worldwide. The iconic Stonehenge Circle of Stones in England and the Great Pyramids of Egypt are prime examples. House of the Temple, USA. This historic building illustrates the remarkable wisdom of ancient astronomers and the capabilities of Freemasons, who turned abstract religious concepts into grand monuments to reflect these ideas. Masonic Temple of Santa Cruz de Tenerife, Spain. One of the most important Masonic temples in Spain, the Masonic Temple of Santa Cruz de Tenerife, stands out with its strong symbolism, most of it inspired by the architectural tradition of ancient Egypt. Freemasons' Hall, England. Freemasons' Hall in London has been a Masonic gathering place since 1775. It features an impressive mosaic ceiling decorated with figures and symbols from Masonic rituals. Apron. Another iconic symbolic emblem of Freemasonry is the apron. It's a unique representation of a Freemason and is considered a tool. The Masonic apron was developed from the lambskin apron worn by stonemasons in the Middle Ages. It symbolizes hard work, regeneration, or a new life. It also refers to the pure heart. Musée de la Franc-Maçonnerie, France. The French Museum of Freemasonry in Paris tells the history of French Freemasonry through its symbols, degrees, documents, and objects. These artifacts are just a few of the approximately 10,000 items on display in the permanent exhibition space. Masonic Throne. A ceremonial throne made for the Prince of Wales, who later became King George IV in 1790. The golden limewood chair features Masonic symbolism, including celestial globes, the square, and compass. Tracing boards. These are teaching aids used by experienced members during lectures. Tracing boards are artistic or printed illustrations representing various Masonic emblems and symbols. The photo shows an example dating back to 1876. Solomon's Temple. Solomon's Temple is a central symbol in Freemasonry. The first three Grand Masters were King Solomon, King Hiram the Freedness of Tyre, and Hiram Abiff, the craftsman, architect who built the temple. Ritual objects representing the temple's architecture include the pillars Boaz and Jachin, which stood at the entrance of the temple. A checkered floor of good and evil. The checkered floor, or mosaic pavement, represents the ground floor of King Solomon's temple and is emblematic of human life, marked by both good and evil. Gloves and hammer. Masonic gloves symbolize the works of the hands. The actions of a Freemason should be as pure and immaculate as the gloves they wear. The hammer is an emblem of authority used by the master of the lodge. Eye of Providence. Although originally a Christian symbol, the Eye of Providence is often associated with Freemasonry. It represents God's eye watching over humanity, the concept of divine providence. The eye appears at the top of a pyramid on the back of the Great Seal of the United States. Rough ashlar. A rough ashlar is a stone that symbolizes the moral and spiritual life of man. A rough ashlar before being shaped and finished, a perfect ashlar for its place in a wall. Crossed keys. One of the most important symbols in Freemasonry, the crossed keys represent the treasurer of a lodge and, in general, secrecy. They are a reminder that the secrets of Freemasonry must be locked away or hidden in the heart. Masonic handshake. For centuries, Freemasons have used various signs, hand gestures or tokens, handshakes, to identify legitimate Masonic visitors from non-Masons. A bas-relief with a Masonic handshake is located on the front of a house on Fontanka Embankment in St. Petersburg, Russia. There are a few variations of handshakes, including the Master's Grip, the Royal Arch Companion's Grip, and the Entered Apprentice Grip. Collective symbolism. The pillars Boaz and Jachin surround the Ark of the Covenant, with Jacob's ladder extending toward the Hebrew character Yud for Jehovah. On the ladder are the volume of the sacred law and the symbols of faith, the cross, hope, the anchor, and charity, the burning heart. King Solomon and Hiram Abiff are depicted on the sides. Jacob's ladder. Jacob's ladder is the portal through which Freemasons can ascend to the heights of Freemasonry. It is the ladder to heaven, presented in a dream that the biblical patriarch Jacob had while fleeing from his brother Esau in the book of Genesis. Masonic jewels. Masonic jewels, or insignias, are among the earliest surviving objects of Freemasonry. Brooches are classified as jewels because they have an ethical and honorable propensity that makes them objects of immeasurable value, like a badge adorned with jewels from the late 19th century, made to commemorate Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee. The Constitutions of the Freemasons. Edited by Presbyterian clergyman James Anderson, the Constitutions of the Freemasons, published in 1723, establishes the general code of conduct expected from all Freemasons, as well as specific rules by which a Grand Lodge and the lodges under its control should be governed. Masonic symbols are full of meaning, yet they're all about spirituality, morality, and hidden knowledge. Each one tells a story that goes back centuries. If you enjoyed exploring these mysteries, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this.